Okay, I've never seen this before, but out of nowhere we have brake fluid pouring, squirting. And there it is. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Look who we got.
Ho, 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 ho. Hello.
You almost do that like you've done it a million times.
Just a few.
Santa's Workshop in the house over here. He's back, and we're back at it again because well, I don't think either of us expect that it's going to run today.
Well, I'm keeping positive hopes, you know.
Yeah, positive ground thoughts.
That's right.
Positive ground thoughts.
And, you know, I've been around a lot of these. I knew tractors had positive grounds.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed a GMC had a positive ground and a Chevrolet wouldn't.
Yeah. Hell, I didn't know either, man. So we did. I'll take responsibility. I'm the one that hooked the battery up. All right, so I'm gonna take responsibility for this. I put a 12 volt in it, not even thinking,
Right.
because I got ahead of myself. Which I tell people all the time: don't do that. Don't do what I do, because you blow things up, and then you're in a world of trouble. Because parts for these, I'm finding out, are number one, hard to find. Number two, if you can find them, they're very expensive. A water pump for $200.
Yeah.
A starter for $5.99 from Canada.
Yes, but I fixed that.
You fixed the starter.
I had to get a solenoid, but we got the starter.
Yep, we got in fact, the starter is sitting right here. I'm about to climb under and put it in. It's lubed up. It's got a new 6-volt solenoid, and the starter is working. He cleaned up the brushes. He cleaned up the armature.
Yeah.
So it's all cleaned up, and it is working properly. But one of the things I noticed today, what's the date? The 26th? 27th maybe?
27th.
The 27th of June, I went live with the first video on this truck, and I started seeing comments flooding in saying, Randy, number one, it's 6-volt. We had figured that out by the end of the video. But what I didn't know is people were swearing to me that this is a positive ground vehicle, which means I hooked up both batteries backwards. And I thought, no, positive ground? That doesn't make any sense. We're going to put a 6-volt battery in, thanks to Austin Carr. All right, we got a 6-volt battery, and this time I'm going to make sure to hook the positive side up to the ground. And we've got the starter relay. You checked it, and the starter relay is actually working.
Yes.
Okay, so
we bench test that. It works as should.
Yeah, and the starter works. The only downside to the starter is she spins slow on a 6-volt.
Right.
So I'm going to throw that in real quick. Shouldn't take me but, oh, never mind. I'm not even going to say it because then it's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to throw that starter in, and then we're going to see if we can put some brake fluid in it as well.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. That starter wasn't bad at all, was it?
No, not at all.
No, it really wasn't. It took maybe 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't say how easy it was going to be. Because I can guarantee you if I had said that it was going to be easy, it would have been really hard. Now, brake fluid, just because I want to, is kind of weird. It's in this hole in the floor right here, and the size is a 7/8. I think I can just no, I can't get my hand down in there? Well, how am I supposed to put brake fluid in if I can't even get my hand down in there?
You have to be a very good aim.
Wow. Well, I got my hand in there. I can't promise I can get it out. Yeah. Okay, and there's a little cork gasket right there. All right, very cool.
Clean on the inside.
It does. You think this is the funnel they were using? Looks good for brake fluid, right? Nice and clean. I got some starting fluid over there. We could spray through it. Or it may, yeah. Let's see, I'm pretending like I was really going to. I was just going to throw some brake fluid in and hope for the best. Yeah, see? She should be, whoo, boy, that about lit me up. I don't want anybody to think that I expect that the brakes are magically going to start working. I don't. We probably have seals blown all over the place. But I figure it doesn't hurt to try. You don't know until you try. So let's just dump some brake fluid in it. And I'll tell you something, I have had old vehicles before that the master cylinder is dry as a bone, you pour brake fluid in, and suddenly you have some brakes again.
Yep.
Not much, but some, so all I need for this is some. We need some brakes.
Some brakes for just a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be very long, just a little bit. Let me finish pouring that in there. I'll probably overfill it and make a mess, and then y'all can laugh at me. Okay, I've never seen this before, but out of nowhere, we have brake fluid pouring, squirting out of the reservoir. We just got brakes. We just got brakes. She just started. Where'd you say it's leaking back here?
Look right underneath the axle.
Okay, that's been there.
Okay, that's been there.
Yeah, the rear axle's definitely been leaking.
Never mind.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't see anything other than under here pouring out. Like it's still spewing like a fountain under here. Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm glad I caught that on camera. Brake fluid is spewing like a fountain out from the master cylinder. I'm guessing it built up some pressure and it's relieving itself. Now, let me fill this back up again. This time I'm gonna put the lid back on. I'll put the lid back on it. We could try this again, and then we can, you know, we got the battery hooked up. It's discharging now when I hit the horn.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. The ignition switch still does nothing. So we'll still have to start it by hand. All right, let's continue on our way. Okay, it's got brake fluid, although the pedal comes and goes and it doesn't have much of one. Makes sense because we're not bleeding it right now. But I don't see any fluid spewing out of the brakes now that I put the cap on, so that looks all right. Oh, you know what? We don't have a cap. I got to put the cap on the distributor. Everything is hooked up. Everything appears to be working again. We don't know if we have spark yet, but we're just going to spray some starting fluid down it. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And just see what happens. So let me snap that cap on, and I'll use my I'll use this trusty screwdriver to jump it because the ignition switch is not working. All right, guys, he's gonna spray. I'm gonna I don't know, man. That sounds weak.
That sounds very weak.
That sounds exceptionally weak. I don't know how it's supposed to pop off like that. I mean, she does crank. I would bet 10 to 1 there's no spark.
I'm not betting on nothing on this truck.
Yeah. All right. I guess next step, find out if we got voltage at the coil. I may have blown up the coil, honestly. Good possibility I blew up the coil. So let's at least check, make sure we got voltage and everything going on at the coil. And then we can check and see if we got any spark coming out of the spark plug when we turn it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I don't know, it's been a while. It's been at least a couple hours since I checked in with you guys. Sorry that we're not doing like a step-by-step how-to on this.
What's that say?
This says nothing because it's off. It says nothing. Nothing at all.
And it could be open still. So.
Okay, let me bump it over again. We have accomplished a couple things. The starter and everything is on. The ignition, we took it out of the dash here, and we've got it down here. And watch this, cranking. Well, hold on. She cranks now. It cranks with the key. We cleaned up the points. We adjusted the points. Well, we didn't. He did. When I say we, I mean he adjusted the points. I held the light though.
And you did a very, very good
Thank
job.
Thank you. I cleaned up the rotor bug, and we're still sitting here fighting not getting spark. Now, he did bring an extra set of points with him just in case, but we may have a, well, there's a couple things. It could be a bad coil. It could also be a bad condenser. I don't know. I don't know if hooking everything up backwards could it have blown up the condenser? I mean, I guess it could have blown up the coil for sure. Maybe burned up the condenser? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. And we're fighting against Mother Nature here. Boy, that high dynamic range is pretty phenomenal on the GoPro. That's not bad at all. But yeah, as you can see, it's thinking about dropping on us here real soon. So we're fighting time as usual. And I'm really hoping that we can at least get this thing to fire or backfire or something before I have to get out of here, because I probably will not make it back down here. I'm going to be on vacation for a week, and I'm hoping that we can get this thing to do something. It's come a long way. It has, the brake pedal comes and goes. Like, you could feel pressure on it there, and good actually, that feels pretty nice. Not great. Yeah, and then it just kind of fades. Obviously the brakes need to be bled. I've said that about 1,000 times, but I don't see anything leaking underneath it, so that's good. We're gonna keep tinkering with it here and hope that we can beat Mother Nature here. Well, we hooked up a different coil and we found out there was no continuity.
Yep.
In the coil wire coming from this truck. So we swapped it out with one that came out of the 55 back in the day. You ready?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. It almost sounded like it maybe tried one time. Oh yeah, the gas pedal doesn't work. All right, let's try it again. Nah. You guys, sorry for the flickering LED crap there, but let me tell you something, he just saved the day. How long do you think it took to do that one little job, changing out the...
Let's see, it's 10:03, probably hour and a half.
Hour to an hour and a half to change points.
Yeah.
You must not be very good at this then.
Well, I'm out of practice.
No, that's not what it is at all. Somebody had this sucker rigged up, man. Yeah, you guys can't see in there, but somebody had this thing rigged up so bad. So the wires were rigged up, the nuts that were holding the through bolt on there were rigged. Everything was rigged. And we took turns figuring out things, trying different things. That he had a spare set of points. He had a spare set of points, and I'm here to tell you, we have spark.
We do have spark.
We have spark. We have not attempted to fire it, so we're going to do this with you guys.
It's an orange spark. It's not a nice white spark, but it's orange.
Okay, orange. At this point, we've had no spark all day. I'll take any color spark at this point.
Spark you can.
Yeah. This, if it fires, this would be its first run. Honest to goodness, first run. Tell me when you're ready. If I can find the... Oh, that was different.
You heard that?
Yeah. I'm not sure what I heard exactly, but it wasn't the normal whoa 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 whoa. Just turns over so dang slow though. Let me find a... All right, ready?
Yep.
I hear it, man. I hear it. All right, let's do it again.
I think our battery's getting low.
Wouldn't that figure? You ready?
Ready.
Oh, dude. Did you hear it?
Yep.
It busted off. It busted off. We got the 12-volt jump pack hooked up to it, just very temporarily. I'm gonna sit the light. I know, God, I hate doing this, man. The lighting is so horrible. It's so bad, but it's the only, hold on, where's the... Let me get you guys some better light. All right, guys, we're gonna try this again. Let's see what happens. I'll be damned, she runs, dude. Oh, it runs. Although a rather high idle, but it runs.
Well, it's running off of pure ether.
So all this means I need to go get the little fuel tank out there and stick it onto the carburetor, and so it will run on 12 volts.
Yes.
It will.
I told you I was running mine on 12.
See, everybody told me it won't. It won't run on 12. You blow it all up, but everything seems to be alive. I wouldn't hook that battery, 6-volt battery, to 12.
No. And whoever told you?
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should get it running and then hook the battery back. Or no, the generator's not generating. There's no belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Damn, I want to hook some gasoline up to it. And it's all metal. I bet I could stick a hose right there, though, huh? Fill up that bowl.
Yep.
Oh, dude. I should quit while I'm ahead, but now I'm not going to be able to. I got to see if it can maintain. I know the gas pedal doesn't work. I don't know why the gas pedal doesn't work, but it doesn't work. Can't you loosen that?
I think so.
Tell me when you're ready. All right, here goes nothing. And there it is. Dude, she's running. Listen to that. Listen to that. Dude, she purrs like a kitten. That's all I needed right there. Well, guys, it's the next evening. I've been out here messing with this thing for a good portion of the day today. And she surprised me. She surprised me. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to send this down the road, leave it for somebody else to mess with. I've had about as much fun with it as I care to have for a little while. Climb in here, and we'll crank on the booster pack. I want to show you guys how quickly and easily she fires up. There we go. All right, flick the key right here. Fires right up. Right up. Now here's the best part. Put her in reverse. Let's put it in first. See if she moves. Yep. And the brakes don't work. Yeah, look at that. First gear, and then reverse. She moves. She moves. We got a good oil pressure. Go ahead and shut her off. And listen, we'll start her right back up again. Turn to the key. Just like that. Nothing, man. Nothing at all. The exhaust smokes a little bit. Nothing too bad. Rev it up a little. How about that? Yes, sir. Shut her down. Don't worry, that's all exhaust right there, guys. Remember, this thing hasn't run in 30 some years. Shut the power off to it. She is a little smoky. smoky. But this is the most this thing is run in guaranteed 30 years. So she runs good. It doesn't seem to be leaking anything. I filled the brake reservoir, the master cylinder, with brake fluid, and unfortunately that didn't work. So next I went to the, what do they call it, the Hydro Boost or something like that on this. I started bleeding the Hydro Boost system. That didn't work either. I got brake fluid from the master cylinder to the Hydro Boost, but I still have no brake pedal. Master cylinder's leaking a little. She's gonna need a few things to be, you know, to be put back. I mean, it's gonna need quite a few things. Number one, I'd try to source some wheels that aren't two-piece. Those, from what I understand, are deadly wheels. So you probably want to source some wheels. Definitely needs a set of tires. Full fluids. Carburetor seems to work just fine, so I don't think it needs a carburetor. Fuel tank, I found one for about 200 bucks. Needs a water pump because it's missing, but the fan shroud, the fan blade, the bolts, nuts, and everything seem to be all here. Aside from that, getting the brakes going, she runs. It's got a 6-volt battery. It starts with the key. Now, of course, right now I'm jumping it off at 12 volts because my electric fuel pump, it probably needs a fuel pump too. I don't know. I haven't tested it, but I'd assume it probably needs a mechanical fuel pump. I'm using my electric pump. My electric pump is 12 volts, so I just went ahead and jumped it off at 12 volts. It will start off the 6-volt battery if you spray starting fluid. As you can see, I got starting fluid right here. Spray starting fluid down her. She'll start right off of that 6-volt battery. But my electric fuel pump, to keep it running and be able to rev it up and anything, requires 12 volts. So I just went ahead and hooked it up, and it works. It works. Even the headlights work on 6 volts. I will not turn them on 12 volts, but the headlights work. There's not much else I'm gonna mess with because I'm leaving. I got a vacation to take for a little bit, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just close it up. Probably call Insurance Auto Auctions and see what they charge me to haul this thing down there. Leaks no oil, doesn't leak any transmission fluid. Transmission goes right into gear, forwards and backwards. I've been playing with the PTO a little bit, but I don't know how it works, so I haven't gotten it to do anything. I have no idea if it actually works or not. I've played with the knobs, but they're a little stiff. You know what I mean? They're fairly stiff knobs, so I'll probably just go ahead and leave those alone. For what it is, it's a good old truck. I was hoping we'd be able to put it back on the road, but at least we pulled it out of the field that it was sitting in. We got it running. It does move forwards and backwards. That's more than this truck has done in a long, long time. So as usual, if you're interested in it, stay tuned. There'll be a video if I decide to send it to Insurance Auto Auctions. There'll definitely be a video on it. You guys can feel free to bid on this for yourselves. Remember, this is a rust-free example. The floors aren't rotted out or anything. She is in really good condition, guys. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's taken a few days, a few days to get this thing sorted out to the point we could actually fire it up. It gave Michael and me hell. It really did. We got the points and everything taken care of and adjusted properly, and she runs great. I couldn't be happier. Now, I've been thinking, should I keep it? Should I fix it up? Should I sell it to somebody who might actually have time and money to fix it up? I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable selling it to somebody that's got the time and the money to fix it up. Unfortunately, I just don't. I got a lot of other projects and things in the works behind the scenes that you guys don't even know about. So, like I said before, I don't buy these things to restore them, guys. I love buying these old cars just to put them back on the road again. And although the truck's not quite on the road yet, it's good enough that I feel comfortable sending it off to auction or wherever it needs to go from here. So I'm probably gonna put it up on IA. I'm gonna get in touch with them and see what kind of special fees there are for something that big. I'm sure that's not gonna be your typical sale lot right there. And it'll take someone real special to buy it. It's not something that I guess most people are interested in, but I'm telling you, runs absolutely great. So if you enjoyed the content, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not currently subscribed. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Auto Auction Rebuilds. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.